Alright, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. The prejudging for the 2023 Chicago Pro just wrapped up, and I think it was really a competitive show. So in the first call-out, you had 6 guys. You had Blessing Awodabu, you had Stanimal, you also had John De La Rosa, Justin Shire, Patrick Moore, and Eric Ramirez in that top 6 call-out. So I think right away most people's eyes were immediately drawn to your top 3 there, which would be Stanimal, John De La Rosa, and Justin Shire. They kept those guys pretty much in the middle the entire time, kind of comparing those guys around each other. So I thought it was pretty clear based on that first call-out that those guys were your top 3, but then they confirmed it with another call-out which seemed to be for placings 4, 5, 6, and 7, which included Blessing Awodabu and Patrick Moore, who would be excluded from your top 3 call-out that would follow. So the reason for this, I think Blessing was off when it comes to his conditioning, especially if you look at him posing from the back. You can see those wrinkles in his lower back, and you can also see his glutes and hamstrings just were really not in. I think overall Blessing missed the mark on conditioning, and that's really what cost him here. It certainly looks like it's going to be between Blessing and Patrick for 4th and 5th. But it's hard to tell. I think Blessing was pretty significantly off. I thought Patrick was off here too. I thought his legs really let him down. His conditioning was off too, but I thought that overall his upper body wasn't that bad. I thought it was really just the size of his legs that was what my eyes kept being drawn to as the flaw in his physique here, especially from the front. He just didn't really have the size or the deep separation in his quads that really made his legs in that lineup not look great. But I still thought in poses like the front double bicep and the front lat spread, his upper body looked pretty good. So that brings us to the top 3 call-out, and they really worked these guys. Stanimal, Justin Shire, and John De La Rosa. I think you've really got to be impressed with what Stanimal has done over the last couple of shows. His consistent conditioning, I think, is extremely impressive. He really impressed me, especially in that Vancouver show next to Hassan Mustafa, just how sharp his conditioning was. He brought that again here. And I know the lighting at this show is not the best. In fact, I thought it was pretty weird, kind of dark lighting where you couldn't really... It didn't wash the guys out because I didn't do it too bright, but I didn't think it was bright enough. It was just kind of weird lighting. It was a little bit harder to see the conditioning on these guys, but you could tell that Stan was in shape just off comparison. So, like I said, they really worked these guys in the top 3. They moved them around a lot. They changed who was in the middle like 3 or 4 times. They had these guys run through the poses multiple times. These guys were dripping in sweat by the time it was done. So it's got to be a close competition. And I think it is close because in my mind, it's hard to pick a winner out of these 3 guys. Stanimal was by far the most conditioned out of the 3. And typically, I would say that Stanimal looks smaller in some of these lineups, but because Justin and John are a little bit shorter in stature, Stan actually looked pretty good sized here. He didn't look small to me. He brought better conditioning than both of them. If I had to guess, I think it looks like Stanimal's winning this thing. John De La Rosa looked good here, but I thought he could look sharper. I think John has always been a very complete bodybuilder. His proportions are very good. His upper body, his lower body, his quads to his hamstrings, everything about John, he's just very well filled out his frame, and he's a very complete bodybuilder. Justin Shire, I thought looked really good here. This was a great pro debut for Justin Shire. I felt like he could have been a little bit sharper as well. I felt like his kind of Achilles heel was some of those back shots. But size-wise, he looked really good in a pro lineup. He's going to be top 3 here, which is amazing for your pro debut. He looked big. He looked wide. His upper body had a really good taper to it. I thought his legs looked better than I anticipated. But I would say, while his conditioning was good, he could have came in sharper too. And I think this was a great show for Stanimal because, like I said, Blessing and Patrick, they were in that other call-out because their conditioning wasn't good. This was a show where a guy like Stanimal, who is consistently coming in peeled to the bone, with a good physique, can catch guys that are slipping on conditioning. And I think that might be what happens here. And I think if that's the case, that would be very well-deserved for Stanimal. I mean, he just knocked out Blessing and Patrick. He's definitely placing ahead of them, which is huge for him, considering he's a relatively newer open bodybuilder that's still kind of growing into this division. So you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What order do you think the top 3 placings are going to be? I think I would go with Stanimal winning. I think it's between Stan and John. So I think it's going to be Stan in first, John in second. and Justin in third. But again, it's hard to tell. They really moved these guys around a lot. This was a very long top three comparison. They interchanged these guys several times, had them run through the poses several times. These guys were dripping in sweat by the time it was done. So I think it's close between all three of them. But the only thing that we know for sure after this prejudging are arguably two of the biggest names in this lineup going into it, Blessing and Patrick. They're not going to be winning this show. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like and subscribe for more bodybuilding videos like this one. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out. All right, guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also, check out my Instagram at Nick Strength Power. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.